in the questions for the media, someone did ask him, Juan Ivan Orengo, who is the Mero Mero of Fresh Productions, Jomi actually, what do you think of your ticket sales and how they are at the minute? Though, are you disappointed with the sales? And what he said was, listen, we still have a few days. You know that our Puerto Ricans, our Latinos are late to the ball
Yeah.
always. So he's expecting a big walk-in. So hopefully that at the door is where they will compensate for whatever hasn't been sold at the moment. I will tell you, this is not a the zone or a Prime or anything like that. This is actually pay-per-view. So pay-per-view has been handling all the promotion and everything. So if it's due to the promotion, then it's actually pay-per-view.
So I was gonna ask that. So yeah. Um, hmm. Pay per view. This fight. Wow. 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 Look. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not sure that this fight card is worthy of that, but I can see what they're trying to do. I'm not hating against it because I can understand that this is your first big step. So, as far as a business sense, I would see it that way, but I don't think every fight fan does. I think nowadays when we're struggling to watch some of these fights, we gotta pay for almost every single fight. You know, but I'm not gonna fight it. I'm not gonna argue it. I just hope that the card they find somebody for Ojo. If not, um, if they don't find for Ojo, you don't think they add anybody to the card at this point, right? That's
No,
what I'm hearing.
I don't think at this point
All
nobody
right.
will be added to the card. Probably
Wow.
they're just. I haven't really seen anybody from Team Matias around just earlier, so probably they're working hard on trying to find a replacement. But we'll know more by tomorrow morning or by noontime because when we go to the weigh-in, that's it. If nobody weighs in against Toho, then that fight is a scratch.
Mm. So you don't think that there's any possibility now? Um, is there ever been a case in boxing where this has happened that you have seen them
Yes,
use?
absolutely. I've seen fights not go through at the weigh-in. So I've seen fights not happen.
No, 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 no.
Uh,
Have you seen the commission come out and
no,
say
no, no, no. This is
that is what
actually,
I'm asking?
yeah, no. This is actually surprising to me. What I do know is that Samson had a fighter back in the day
Samson
that
Lukowicz?
Luka was that I think it was a 160 pounder. I don't remember the name. The commission did not want to let him fight. I guess, or they let him fight with the conditions, something to that. I just know that Samson sued the New York Athletic Commission because the gentleman died and
He
he won.
died.
Yes, and he won the case. So now all I've heard today was they're not going to risk it. Whatever it is, the commission is not going to risk it. So it has to be something serious.
Mm, that's interesting. So I've never heard a boxing match where you make the physical, you get days within the fight, and then the commission is the one that says we're pulling you from the fight.
We're pulling the fight,
Yeah,
and they
it's
called they
usually
called they called him this morning. He was already at the hotel. He was here. He was in this building. They just left a little while ago, the Cedeños, so they're no longer going to stay. So that just tell me his fight is off because they're
if
no
yeah,
longer.
that tells me his fight is
Yeah,
off. He
yeah,
left the
because
hotel. There's no waiting.
Ojo is still here.
Oh, so he got a body, so he might get a replacement. They
Right,
might be a
right.
chance for him, but Cedeño's gone.
It might not be as good as an opponent, but then they will, replace it where they gain that fight and they could still go with the prices of the ticket sales
Right.
and the public. Because you got to remember, you have this fight was going to bring all the Dominicans from all the boroughs in New York into the Barclays Center.
Mm-hmm.
Without this fight right here,
That's what I'm saying.
it's believe me,
Okay, my
it's
my
it's big.
the
It's
wheels in my head
big.
are spinning. The wheels in my head are spinning, right? I'm
And what are
starting
the
to
wheels? What are the wheels telling you?
I'm starting to think other shit. Is this gonna affect Henry Cedeno's career going forward? What is
No,
the situation?
absolutely not. Because he. Let me show you something. Now that you asked that.
Yeah, because can it be another situation where if this is a health concern and they're not letting you fight, you as a fighter, I'm starting to think the wheels are starting to spin in my head. I'm starting to ask all these questions.
Hold on.
Is it a New York
Look
thing?
at this. Look at this. They were hugging, and they were going back and forth fighting. They were hugging, and look at.
Yeah. I
So
mean, they got the news. That's when they got the news.
that's him and his brother when
I
they
know.
first
Yeah.
ar-
I
when they
Fury.
first arrived. So yeah, when so I what I see, this is me in the interview with him. So he's telling me what's going on, what happened, and what's going to happen from this point on. What the plans are. So
Right.
I'll bring this interview out once I edit and stuff like that. But I'm just waiting for Fresh Productions to put out some type of communication
Nice. Nice.
on the canceled fight, and then I'll release videos. I'm just doing it to respect the fact
So you guys heard
that
that, right? You guys heard that, right? He's gonna have an interview coming out with Henry Cedeno where he
no,
had
it's
interviewed
right here. Yeah, right. It's right here.
where
Yeah,
Camatito interviewed him, and they talked about the situation and more in depth. So later, when he releases this, you can go on his channel and you can go to Chosen One Productions on IG, Facebook, right,
and YouTube.
and YouTube, and you can see the full video when he releases it, which he's
Right,
gonna release
but
tomorrow.
but
Okay. Yep.
but I'm just waiting on Fresh Productions to put out some type of communication that the fight is canceled, because I haven't seen anything on their behalf.
Yeah.
So you know,
Maybe they wanted to make hold off on the announcement when they had somebody else. If they can do that,
right, right,
announce
right.
it, but quickly say we got a replacement, and rather than just announcing and saying we don't have anything for you, some media to like tighten it up. I can see where somebody would say, don't release that just yet. Let's see if we get lucky. We get a decent opponent for Ojo, get him in. So when we announce it, we say, yeah, he's not fighting, but we got somebody for Ojo Santiago right here. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna tell you, even though this is sad and unfortunate, we did, working the field today, we did find out some interesting stuff. And today I was talking to somebody from Resende's team, and I guess there were rumors. I even put it out there on my platform that Resendez would be fighting Edgar Berlanga in February. That's no longer the case, because it's
Get
going to be.
that! What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
well, from what I understand, and I was told today, he would be fighting Jaime Munguia.
Well, back up. Who's fighting Jaime? Resendez or
Resendez would be
Resendez
fighting.
is
Yeah,
fighting one? Wait. Come on. You're dropping some bombshells. Hold on. Wait. So you mean to tell me that Edgar Berlanga got a title shot? That was for a title.
it was.
And you're saying that Edgar's side is saying that they didn't want the fight?
I'm
Resendez
just
is saying
telling.
that?
Resendez says that on Berlanga's side it didn't happen. On Berlanga, that they're going forward.
Whoa.
That they're going forward with Jaime Munguia.
Yo, I'm not gonna say homeboy's a duck, right? Yo, nah, look, I don't know what's going on in people's lives, the time frame, but that would have been everything. I would have stopped what I was doing instantly and entered a training camp. I
I
don't understand.
also, tomorrow I'm gonna interview Eddie Hearn. I had some words with him today, and I asked him, "Listen, tell me the truth. Is Anthony Joshua retiring?" He says that's absolutely not what he needs. It's some
Really?
closure, some time alone, some time
Right.
at peace. No, no, nobody on him. But there's gonna be lots of Anthony Joshua for 2006. So
Really?
there's no
Wow.
retirement,
So no
and that
retirement
came
for
straight,
Anthony
and that
Joshua.
came straight from Eddie Hearn,
Ed Hearn.
Ed Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, who Anthony Joshua is committed and signed to him for life.
Yeah, well, you know how promoters are, though, right? Right. They never want to let their boxer go and be in the situation that AJ's hot. So he's always gonna come out and say he
Right.
ain't
Yeah.
going nowhere. He going nowhere.
Yeah,
But
but to be fair, with everything that's going on, and
yeah,
on a day that Anthony Joshua put out some type of memorandum or something about his falling
memorabilia.
comrades, or
Yeah,
he put something out today on his platform. But there was also rumbling and rumors, and even a bunch of I saw platforms that were posting that AJ is retiring, and I'm talking about prominent uh, platforms that I've seen. That some people just write to get attention. Like how I do. I try to make sure before I post something that it's actually legit. I got it today from Eddie Hearn that no, he's not retired.
wow. Wow. A lot of fans were coming to social media and wishing AJ a speedy recovery and everything. And they were sad to hear that he may never step in the ring again. And that was one of the big questions I had. But I also felt that, when I heard it, you give him a little time, a little bit of time away from everything. Let him make his decision. And I thought that there would be a chance. I don't know how every man handles a situation like that. Not all of us are the same. We're not built the same. He might be a tough guy, but that could break someone, losing two friends like that. So, um, it's good to hear that, that he's okay, that he wasn't severely injured. Unfortunately, my condolences go out to the two men that lost their lives in the tragic accident. But, as far as AJ's career, I would like to see him back in the ring, but the right move, what Ed Hearn said, give him some time. Give him some time away and let him make his own decision. If he's gone, he's gone. I would respect it. I would respect it, right? If he wants to come back, coming back. And then what do you think the fight fans are going to say? Is he there after losing too close the conditioning coach, strength and conditioning coach, guys that he was with for over a decade, both of them? That's not, and then you have to find someone else you grow trust with. He had a routine with these guys. He had a connection, a brotherhood. You know what I mean? And that's tough to lose. And I feel the same way.
It was two gentlemen that was very close to him, part of the
Very,
team,
yeah,
that like brothers that traveled together, and not
multiple training
only
camps.
and not only they weren't in training camp, they were just having a good time, because even though he lives in London, he's actually of Ghanaian descent, so he has family over there
Yeah, he was going to
now.
see some family, I heard.
Right, but I am going to tell you that his driver did get arrested for this, and he didn't have a valid driver's license either.
That's crazy. And the
Hmm.
witnesses, well, first they try to put out the story that he was being chased by some robbers or something and he was trying to flee, right? Then the witnesses came out and said, "No, that wasn't so. The driver was speeding. There was the truck that was parked on the side of the road. It was a car that wasn't moving. And when he swerved out of traffic, he hit a parked truck on full speed like that."
It had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to with just the fact that you know on a busy highway trying to rush somewhere. He just messed up and he didn't have a legit driver's license. That's how that happened.
Well, whatever the case may be, breaking news. You guys heard it here first. Round One Sports TV. I guess AJ may not be done with boxing.
No.
According to his promoter, Ed Hearn, he feels like just let's give him some time away and allow AJ to make a speedy recovery and return to us in the sport of boxing. And I honestly, I can't wait. He's on fire right now. The man is literally on fire on social media. All his accounts are blowing up. So it's a good time to get him back in the ring. I can see that. But it's up to him. It's up to him. And wow, man, we've broken down a lot of big moments on this card, and we revealed a lot of things, Camartito man. Thank you for coming down and talking to us about this and finish the card with us. What's one of the cards now on this fight that you may be looking for is real interesting for you?
So I spoke to Keith Cologne this morning.
Yep.
I'll be interviewing him tomorrow. The kid has fought on Pro Box. The kid has fought on Danny Garcia's promotion. The kid has fought on, listen, look, fighting on Fresh Productions. So he's a hot commodity. So I'm anxious to see how he's feeling, what he thinks. And tomorrow we'll be talking to him.
Well, the Las Vegas odds spoke louder than words. He's like a minus 7,000, I think, or something. He's like
Oh, wait a
on the
minute. Wait a minute. Before I forget, the odds came out from FanDuel today, and I'm going to tell you that whoever wants to make money on the Jermaine Ortiz versus Keyshawn Davis fight, he is a plus 450 in one and a plus 350 on another. That means that if you put in $100 and Jermaine wins, you get
for
450.
450.
So I'm putting $1,000 right now, and then let's see how much I put by fight time because they are underestimating this man big time. That's a big
Talk about
disrespect.
it. Talk about it.
That's a big
Why do
disrespect
you feel that's a big disrespect? Tell me, what do you see?
because I don't see Jermaine being that big of an under. He wasn't even that big of an underdog with Dale and Loma. How are you a big underdog with a guy that has never fought at this weight?
Okay.
And has mental health issues at the moment, trying to say that he's already jumping up to 147 pounds. So,
Yeah, I heard that.
you
Looking
listen.
past
If
Jermaine
you're
Ortiz.
if you're a gambler, put your money down right now before that. You know that's
Changes.
not there. Yeah, before it changes, just go
Before it
ahead and
gets
drop
closer to
some.
the fight and gets
Before it
live.
changes, go ahead right now and put your money, even $100. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't have to put, but I'm telling you, they are underestimating Jermaine Ortiz big time.
Really? So let's stop right there. Let's talk about this fight. You're down there on that side of the world with Jermaine Ortiz, and I gotta ask you, is it something that you really see about Jermaine Ortiz? Is it something that concerns you about Keyshawn Davis? Is it the weight jump by itself? Is it the entire meltdown? Or is it stylistically that you feel that Jermaine Ortiz can handle? Because the consensus is saying that Keyshawn got the frame to move up and that he should be in the division 140, and that he should do fairly well. I'm with you. I'm with you on the line. He's never proven that at 140. I'm with you on that. Somehow, some way, people are looking at it like Hamza Shiraz versus Edgar Berlanga when he came up. Hamza had the frame, and he really surprised a lot of people and brought his punching power with him. So
Yeah.
I'm asking you again, what do you see? And if you were gonna tell me the pros and cons about Jermaine Ortiz, and you want people to put money on him, sell me the fight right now,
All
Camartito.
right.
Tell me
So
why.
what?
What do you
So
see?
so so what I'm gonna tell you is that Jermaine Gate. gained a lot of experience fighting 12 rounds with Loma, fighting 12 rounds with Teofimo Lopez. He has already tested those uncharted waters that Keyshawn championship rounds hasn't tested yet. So that right there gives Jermaine Ortiz an advantage. Jermaine is fighting in his natural weight. I know that Keyshawn Davis lost his belt on the scale because he was too heavy for 135, but this is your first fight at 140 pounds. Have you fought 12 rounds yet? Keyshawn has not. So I think, oh, and the other thing is that how does he prepare for Jermaine when Jermaine could fight you 12 rounds southpaw or 12 rounds orthodox? It doesn't matter. So you need to game plan for a technical fighter like Jermaine. I just think that right now Jermaine looks ripped. Jermaine looks like he's ready to tear somebody's head off. And if I've ever seen Jermaine myself in any of these other fights, like what I saw him for Loma and Teofimo, I tell you that I see him even better for this Keyshawn Davis fight. There's no way that Jermaine is going to go up there and in the bright lights for the third time and leave it in the judge's hands. Absolutely not.
Right,
It's not
right.
gonna happen.
Good,
And
good.
that's the mentality he has right now. Believe me.
Right, right.
But he
And
listen, and he gained power because when Jermaine went up from 135 to 140, he gained a lot of power. So
yeah,
they listen. Keyshawn Davis is a hell of a fighter. I guarantee you that I would have liked the fight with Hitchens better
right,
because it was for a world title, for the IBF world title, and I thought that Jermaine could beat Hitchens easier. But nonetheless, I think he could beat Keyshawn Davis also. He
yeah,
just he just has to do what he says he's gonna do from start to finish. No sleeping and taking a nap.
right.
Just go in there and
You know
focus.
where I get my pick from? I got Jermaine Ortiz in the fight too. I'm picking Jermaine. I'm not a gambler, but I think you're starting to sell me. I might make an outrageous bet and put a whole $20 on it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna break the bank. Nah, but listen, check it out. Right? I'm not a gambler. I don't like to gamble. I really don't. But sometimes I'll put 20 on something. But the reason why I think Jermaine Ortiz is gonna win this fight and against Keyshawn Davis is because of the losses he has against Andy Cruz in the amateurs and how the Latin fighter came up. And when you fight Keyshawn Davis with a almost identical style of his or a slick style, it doesn't look like he does too good. But when he fights those out of town, like out of overseas guys and stuff like that, that they're kind of flat footed. He shines. He shines. And when you guys got movers, when I saw Andy Cruz beat him every time in the amateurs, Andy was moving, punching with him. You know, Keyshawn was punching Andy too in the first second round in the amateur without the headgear. I was watching it. I saw those fights, and I noticed he has more of a problem with guys that are movers. So I was like, wait a minute, the technician, who's that?
Delton Smith. Go ahead. Go
Delton
ahead.
Smith?
Keep talking. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
So shit, invite him over and say hello.
Well,
Uh,
I'm just waiting to see. I think they're gonna go to. He's with the team. Well, go ahead. Let's see if
yeah.
he swings
So
over here. I'll call him over real quick.
right, right, right. So you know, so I thought to myself when I looked back at all Keyshawn Davis's pro fights, I looked at all his pro fights. No one's really pushed him like that. Nobody's pushed Keyshawn. He doesn't have a fight. And Jose Cepeda there, you know what I'm saying? There was no fight that really tested
Right.
Keyshawn. And I was like, but Jermaine got Loma and Tio. He even though he lost those fights, the experience he gained with fighting those kind of fighters on those levels. He fought world champion Tio, former unified champion Lomachenko. Keyshawn doesn't have that. And then when I went back to study his style, I saw Andy Cruz gave him fits. That's how I broke down my assessment, and now I went with Jermaine Ortiz. because I said Jermaine Ortiz is a mover. He's a better puncher. He's more of a technician, and he might just outsmart Keyshawn in his young professional. He was
Well,
champ
I'm gonna
first and
listen.
second
I'm gonna tell you this: tickets are moving at the price that they have them. Those tickets are moving.
for the TO.
Yeah, those
Oh
tickets
yeah, I
are
heard.
moving.
I heard.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. That's no question. That's yeah. No, I
hmm
heard about that. Yeah,
Unlike,
some guy went on the Boxing Boys today, I think it was, or yesterday. No, I think it was today, and he said he paid $400 a piece for him and his girl, $800 for the tickets, and they was happy to go. And I was like, I can't blame you because that fight card is fuego. You know what I'm saying? You got Bruce Carrington on the fight card. Come on, bro. So the I can't say anything bad about it. Yeah, so
I'm hoping to run in at least not for the press conference or weigh in, but by fight time. I'm
yeah,
hoping to get some of these New Jersey or Brooklyn fighters in the Barclays Center, like maybe a Shakur or a Shushu. Even though Shushu now lives and trains out of Las Vegas, but he's still New York at heart kid.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if he's in the area, I'm pretty sure he'll stop by. So I'm hoping to catch up with a lot of the boxers that will be fighting soon at the Barclays.
Right. Well, speaking of which, there's five fight cards happening on January 31st where Xander is making his unification fight card, which is the same day as Teofimo Lopez, as card with Shakur Stevenson. Um, you know, it's a big night of boxing, but they're going head to head. And there was a couple of interesting fights on the Xander card, and I was looking forward to that card. I'm gonna have to jump into the wallet and pay for both fights, I think, because that's just a big night for Puerto Rican boxing right there. Young Xander is going for unification. Quickly, could you tell us what do you think in that fight, and who do you have?
Well, lately I've been seeing a lot of Abbas Barao and how he's training, who he's training with. Um, the kid is looking amazing. I want to caution um, the Puerto Ricans not to go with their heart on this one. But Bass Barao, what he did to Tajez, he is a contender. He is a contender. He's coming to fight. So
Yeah.
for those that think that Xander is just gonna go in there and slap him around, that's not gonna happen. This
Mhm.
kid can fight, and
Mhm.
I've seen him training like I've never seen him train before. I want my Boricua to win, of course, and I know Xander personally, but this fight here is no gimme. I also saw today one of the talking about the Cedeños. Eury Cedeño, the other bazooka, the other brother, will be fighting on that card on the 31st.
Mhm.
I heard Rohan Polanco might be on the house for this one
Yeah.
at the Barclays Center this Saturday because, of course, they had a whole Dominican section, I think 122 at the Barclays, just Dominicans only. So I don't even, you got a lot of Dominicans that purchased already for that fight. So I'm anxious to see that if it's still going to be the same amount of people that purchase the tickets or if they're going to sell them or not even show up because this fight is not happening. But anyways, getting back to the Xander Sayas card,
Right.
Eury Cedeno, of course, was here supporting his brother, and they traveled
Right.
together.
Right.
So he asked me if I was going to the fight, but also Jermaine fights on the same night.
Right. That's gonna be yeah, yeah, yeah. And showing your support for Jermaine, yeah, yeah, I could see that. But that is gonna be a big night. And the reason why I bring up Xander is because the Puerto Ricans are on deck in this month. We have a big night, big month of boxing. We have a few belts and unification on the line. We have young prospects coming out. We had, other fighters trying to make their way. So it was an interesting um, month for Puerto Rican boxing. We all have our ups and downs in boxing. Mexico has their time to shine, Japan, US. We're all on the clock at one point. So,
Now that you say Mexico, now that you say Mexico, somebody that is shining and is winning, even in a loss, is young Reina Tellez. Young Reina Tellez at 22 years old did
or
the
Amanda Serrano.
unthinkable with Amanda Serrano. Did the unthinkable. Not many people thought. And let me tell you what's more amazing about this. She fought 10 3-minute rounds. What some men get gassed out doing.
In two
This
weeks'
young
notice.
athlete, in 2 weeks' notice, this young athlete went 10 minute rounds, 3-minute rounds with Amanda Serrano,
Yeah.
who is, I don't even
Gave her
have
a
to
black eye, a
mention,
nice little shiner too. Gave her a nice
listen,
little shiner.
her stock,
I,
her
I
stock, she
it's
will
funny
be,
that you say that. It's funny that you
listen,
say that.
she will be a world champion. She will be the
I think
face
so.
of the women's boxing once Amanda Serrano retires.
Uh, I was funny that you mentioned that because on my channel I said, I know that she lost, but she should be awarded. She also saved the card, made the fight interesting, brought it to Amanda, gave a good account of herself. She sacrificed, she put up her O on short notice. Had she had a full training camp, would she have lost? You know what I mean? So all these things, and I said, because of all that, I feel that even in a loss, she should be awarded somehow, given a next big fight, an opportunity, a world stage, being with the other girls on Netflix. I don't know. What do you think? I was saying that exact same. I felt that same sentiment that
So,
I think she
so
gave a great account of herself.
So I wrote a story on this because, of course, you got to give it to Backslap Promotions that, you know, they are her promoters,
Right.
and of course, they were bringing her up adequately until they accepted this fight because she
Right.
was only 10-0.
Right.
I'm sorry, 13-0 when she fought Amanda. Now Amanda has over 50 fights, over 40 fights, 38 and 4 and 1.
Hmm.
Um, that's a hell of a lot more experience. Unified, undisputed
Seven
MMA
weight division.
fighter. So, I
Seven weight
mean,
division.
listen, what she did, I'm telling you, they're going to hear a lot
Yeah.
from this young lady. And the fact that Leonardi, that is the uh, head of boxing for MVP, uh, um, oh my God, Nakisa and Jake Paul, who are the owners of MVP, the fact that all three of them went to the young lady and just was all over her showed me that these people will be signing her
Yeah.
along with BoxLab.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah. Um, so back to what we were talking about. I was saying about Mexico and then one more I wanted to ask you. Okay. Now since the departure, which Terrence Crawford announced his retirement to the world, okay, and he's making his departure from boxing. As you can see, a lot of American fans have had a lot to say about that, and it seems like they don't want to let Terrence Crawford go. They're saying now he hasn't done enough, and I'm saying what would be enough for him. So we were talking about Mexicans, and I just want to ask you on the day that Saul Canelo Alvarez calls it all quits, who's going to hold the torch for Mexico?
That's a good question. That's a good question. You have so many young Mexican fighters. We just mentioned two of them that are going to be fighting each other, and
Hmm.
young Toro Resendez and Jaime Monquilla. But then there's one kid out there signed by Top Rank that what's this kid? Oh my God. They say that he is actually going to be the face of boxing. I'm going to get his name He's the kid is probably 2-0, 1-0, whatever. But they say this is the best thing. The next Julio Cesar Chavez.
They talking like
So
that about him.
Julian Montalvo, I believe it is. Julian Montalvo.
Is
Listen,
it my long lost brother?
hold on. I'm gonna tell you.
Keep that to yourself.
But but going back to Mexican boxing, I mean, we gotta see first if Canelo is gonna retire. Because I'm gonna be
Well,
honest with you.
eventually he will, because the torch, I guess, from what rumors, I've been hearing here and there, that there's rumors that Terrence Crawford is going to pass the torch to Shakur Stevenson if he beats Teal. You understand? He's going to give it to little
So
bro.
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Is that how the torch is passed nowadays? Like I say, I'm passing it to you, and is that how
Yeah.
it's passed?
I mean, if Floyd Mayweather can do like this, if Floyd Mayweather can do this, let me see him. I can't put it to the screen. My eyes are bad. I'll never see that. But if you guys can,
So it's Julian Montalvo. He's 5-0 with 4 knockouts. He is signed by Top Rank.
Camachito, ese
And
primo mío,
yeah,
Montalvo.
he's signed by Top Rank, and all the fighters he's fought since his pro debut, 3-1, 1-0, 3-1 fighters and Top Rank. This is they call him Julian Lupillo, pero he's only 18 years old.
Lupillo. Oh yeah, I like him already. I like him
Julian,
already.
listen, listen. I want to check him out. Actually, we were talking about him today with a couple of Mexicans here.
Right.
They say, listen, this kid is the next Julio Cesar Chavez.
Really?
And he's only 18. Look at that. Only 18.
Hmm.
So this is why I'm saying that, I don't know if it's Resendez or Mongia or, um,
That's
oh my
crazy. Edgar
God,
Berlanga
Golden
dropped
Boy,
out.
Golden Boys,
Oh, you're talking
uh,
about
uh,
um,
Ortiz,
Diego
right? Ortiz,
Pacheco.
Pacheco,
Pacheco.
or, yeah. So, I mean, we got to see when Canelo retires
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see
I
who
was just,
is.
yeah, yeah, preparing. It's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna retire anytime soon, right?
Yeah,
He
I
might
mean,
have 1 or 2 more years or
he
something, right?
already he already has a fight planned.
I heard
Now
about
that
that. But
yeah,
his
now
elbow
that
still, he's working out the kinks in the elbow, I heard.
right.
Right.
But so you know
So,
that he fights Cinco de Mayo, and then in
right.
September
So,
he'll
like,
fight for.
I guess I should have just dressed up my question basically like when he retires like that, like what Mexican fighter would you think is
So
strong enough?
who would you think it would be?
I don't, I think that torch is too heavy. I think it's too heavy. I don't think Jaime Comunguia can pick it up. I don't think any of those guys can pick it up. And then the other Mexicans that I feel that are qualified,
It's not about picking it up. It's about just being the face, because if Canelo is no longer there, it doesn't matter if you match, but somebody has to be the face
no,
of
no,
but.
yeah, no. Those are some big shoes, bro. And that torch is heavy. And the only other ones I think that could have did it, they don't qualify. Victor Ortiz because he doesn't speak Mexican. And Bam Bam también a Mexican American. Entonces the other, those are all the guys that I thought, but they're not gonna be. It gotta be puro raza. You
Let
know
me
how they
tell
are.
you, let me tell you who I thought. Let me tell you who I thought. And this loss doesn't even, I was talking to Panda. Panda's here, by the way.
Is
So
he?
we could get Panda. Yeah,
What's
Panda's,
up?
yeah. So, but anyways, I thought Cepeda could be one of those guys.
You thought so?
Yeah, I thought so. But now
With the
they're
loss with Shakur?
yeah, people are discrediting, but that loss is not going to define him because he is a hell
Okay.
of a fighter.
Okay. Because now and then the torch for the Americans, I said that one of the contenders, which people are gonna say is gonna be the next thing to take over boxing, to get behind him, that Terrence is going to get behind him, it's going to be Shakur if he could pull off the victory against Teal. And do you feel that that's a good selection for him, or do you feel it's more like friend given, friend based? Because we know that
Like I said,
Terrence
that
is
this
big
is
uncle.
this is a me handing it to my son or
Right.
to or to my nephew, or because they consider themselves brothers. I don't, I mean, don't get me wrong.
So I said, do you consider him worthy if he beats Teal?
Yeah, yeah, yes. Shakur is one of the best fighters in the world. Absolutely. I
Okay.
mean, look at who hangs out together. Andre Ward,
Bunch of winners.
Crawford,
Floyd.
Floyd. These guys are all undefeated. The goats of boxing.
Right.
So of course, they're like it's. So it is gonna be Shakur once
Hmm.
Crawford. But let
Because,
me tell you,
yep.
I've been following Shakur since his amateur days. Right, the day he lost that gold, they created a monster. The day they took it from him,
Yeah.
they created a monster because that kid promised with a tear in his eye that he was gonna
Wasn't
destroy
gonna
in
lose
the
no more.
pros. That he
Yeah.
was gonna destroy in the pros,
Yeah.
and he is one generational fighter.
Mm.
He is
Well,
a
I
generation.
was asking you for American fighters who can be the next phase. Rightfully so. I can't give it to Tank, even though he's a big face in boxing.
No, no,
I can't give it to
no,
him.
no.
So, and then the other fighters that were kind of there was a bit Jerron Boots Ennis, but he still wasn't unproven. And then you got other like American fighters like none of the guys I would can hold Terrence Crawford's torch. Just like I don't think when Naoya Inoue says it's all said and done, what Japanese fighter is gonna hold that one? Like to try to and
That's, but
there was
that's
never a Filipino
another,
fighter that could
but
take Manny Pacquiao.
that's another heavy one. Eh,
Yeah,
Nakatani has nothing on him. I mean, did you
say
just
it. Come
see?
on, say it. Say
Did you?
it.
But
Yes.
did you? So that's another heavy one when he's not there.
Yeah. How are you going to replace that? I mean, Mexico wants to keep the tradition, not paying no pay per views over there. What is the star that can convince the networks to keep that going? Cinco de Mayo. Who can carry that torch? That's why I said it's so heavy. What
There is
Saul
no,
built,
there is no one.
that's man, that's amazing. That's amazing what he built. You know what I'm saying? And the kind of following and the Mexicans backing him and everything like that there's no higher honor in a sport that your country backs you, like they respect you and you put your flag at the world stage. That I can't explain. I've never experienced anything like that. That's got to be the shit. So to replace these men, as we can see, us Americans, we're not letting Terrence Crawford go. Bro, no lo dejan dormir. Every day they're putting out new posts, like antagonize him already. And I came out and said this. I've seen I've seen my American fighters, right, use this as a ploy. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather got to the most pinnacle part in his career, the biggest fight in his life, Oscar De La Hoya, and on that night he retired.
Mm,
On that
mm,
night he retired. Why?
mm-hmm,
Because if you wanted to see him back, you were gonna have to pay. You want to see me come back, and you want me that bad, then pay me the money. And he was
mm-hmm.
right. And then I saw it with Terrence Crawford. I kind of thought the same thing, but I say, yo, there are some guys that call it quit and they really quit, like Kobe. When Kobe called it quit, Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, he transitioned to the next phase in his life. There was a life after basketball. So it could be that Terrence is serious, or it could be that he's using copy, like you said, look who he hangs around. Floyd, the one that got to the pinnacle in his career and said, I'm retiring. When he gave everything to Oscar, the more you can say the ring size, you can call the gloves, you can have the more of the money. Why you think he did that? Because he knew in order to get him back, they were going to pay to bring Floyd back. And he was right. So
Right.
I looked at it like that. So I'm not, these are just things I'm spitballing for Terrence, but you can see that the American fans do not want to let him go. He's the best that they have. And they don't Americans like scrambling like Who else we gonna put? Keyshawn Davis? Is that what we're gonna put up there? Like, and you got great fighters like Abdullah Mason, but not proven at all. He's still at the beginning. They can't hold it. So that's why it's just an interesting topic about boxing of
Yeah,
who the
absolutely.
next stars are gonna be, and
Absolutely. And it goes, it's not only American boxing, it's the same thing with Puerto Rican boxing. I mean, just today they were asking Subriel Matias, um, Gomez against Benitez, Trinidad against this person. And when it came to Subriel against Trinidad, you know what he said?
but
Trinidad.
wow,
He picked Trinidad over himself. And he said, no hay otro Trinidad en la isla ahora mismo. So even the best fighter at the moment in Puerto Rico is saying, I can't even pick up that torch.
right,
You
right,
know?
and
So
yeah,
it's a interesting topic. Very interesting.
yes. One of the guys in my chat right now, I just saw a message.
No,
Well, why don't you have any
listen,
Puerto Rican?
wait. I was
Yeah.
just gonna tell you, we've been going on and on. Any chats? Anything that you want to
Oh,
read from your
we got a whole
people?
bunch of chats. We got a whole bunch of
Yeah,
chats here.
go
But
ahead.
I got them coming up on. Wait up, wait up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Bam. Here. Come on, Tito.
Oh
Wait a minute.
man,
Boom. You could read off some of the chats. And somebody said, Edwin, why don't you got any Puerto Rican posters? I like to let you know the ones that I'm interested in are $250 and up. There's one I wanted to buy for $450, but my wife doesn't want me to pay $450 for a poster. This poster right here is Mayweather. This is not paper. I don't. This is not paper. This is acrylic. This is $120. The one I want from Camacho, the one, and then there's only certain like rare things, and they want a lot of money for that. So if you want to help me get that, you can put a super chat right there. We'll go get ourselves a big Hector Camacho poster, or we can get Felix Trinidad, either Felix Trinidad, Hector Camacho. Damn, I like Edwin Rosario too. Edwin Rosario. Some of my boxing Puerto Rican legends. Which ones? I mean,
Benitez,
Miguel Cotto.
Benitez.
Yeah, Benito, but that wasn't my era. I like Camacho. He was
Okay.
my time, the Macho Man.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him fight. So, if anything, I'm gonna try to get one of those posters. Yes, but go ahead, read some of the chats, brother. If we
Man,
can help you.
I ain't got my reading
You ain't
glasses
got your
on,
glasses
so
on.
no.
Okay. Um, yeah, viste, withdraw from the fight. Um, yeah. He withdrew from the fight. The boxing commission took Henry Cedeno off the card. Yaquel isn't a what? Disappointment. The problem they are putting in a what? Isn't ready yet. No. Edwin. Edwin is ice cold. I'm ice cold. Why am I cold? Puerto Rican doesn't support what? See, now I'm going backwards. Why Edwin got Puerto Rican? Why Edwin don't got Puerto Rican posters? I told you. Uh, um, Logan Hernandez, another possibility. Do you know about him?
I,
Logan
I
Hernandez.
I haven't heard anything.
Is that Hernandez from the Springfield? That's not the same one.
No.
Okay. He's not a monster with a low KO ratio. Who are we talking about? Amanda. George says Amanda has many fans, especially men. I want her fights. It's amazing. A lot of us were talking about Amanda Serrano, whether it was not, it was time for her to hang up the gloves. A lot of people in my chat the other day, and it was kind of like 50-50. I was more on the line that maybe Amanda Serrano, by time she met Jake Paul, she was already a 7 division world champion. She had already done everything. And she never got
What
that
she
kind of money.
wasn't exactly what she wasn't getting was
Was the
the
money. She
right,
wasn't financially
right,
set.
right,
And now
right.
that she's hitting her financial pinnacle, she's getting older. It's tough that she wants to call it quits now. Because I believe Amanda was going to call it quits 2, 3 years ago. But when this
Well,
all took place, it gave her motivation to stay.
but this is, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. because she is to be like a partner for MVP and
Right,
the face of women for MVP. So there was a time where she wanted to stop fighting, and then the Katie Taylor fight came up again. So now that she thought she can retire after the third Katie Taylor fight, Jake Paul convinced her that, well, wait a minute, you're still undefeated at your natural 126 and the champion. So, why don't you rack up so much money or more fights
right,
until you take the baton of only the women at MVP? So that is coming. Believe me, that retirement should be coming. I mean, maybe she will fight a couple of more because she's still she's still undefeated at 126. So
right. Listen, we all know Katie Taylor beat her 3 times, all right? You don't got to put the brooms and the sweeping, you know what I'm saying, in the chat. All right, my girl lost. It is what it is. But she's still one of the top females grossing athletes. She's signing women, changing women's life, changing the sport of boxing. You know, what has Katie Taylor done for the sport?
and no, not only
What
that, and
you
she
know, like
has these females
yeah,
fighting for equality. They are
yeah,
fighting 3 minute rounds, okay, and
yep,
fighting 10 8 rounds. Are you kidding me? That young girl
yeah,
Tejes wasn't even winded after 10 rounds. Three
right,
minutes. Come
right.
on. I've seen plenty of men after 6 rounds get winded. three
What? What are you
minute
talking about?
rounds.
I was in a fight. I was in a fight in Atlanta, Georgia. After 2 minutes, I wanted to die. What are you talking about? I was, I was like, ah! I was just faking it.
So, so
I
yeah, yeah. So,
Wow, man. So, man, there has been a lot of things said here at the table tonight. There has been a lot of boxing breakdown here tonight. I'm excited.
why,
I've heard a lot of
why,
interesting.
why
Yep,
is Keith Cologne's name on the?
on the Puerto Rican because he's fighting on this card.
Okay, okay. Just
Yeah,
asking.
yeah. No, no.
No,
I had
because
that already made up. Yeah.
I mentioned today your name. I told him, yeah, you went on a couple
Nah,
of
he's
times.
been on my show several
I
times.
know, I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
told him today because I'm gonna interview him tomorrow. So, I told him.
Yeah, no, I always like to have Keith Colonna. I was gonna hit him up today and actually send him the link for this, but I was prepared when you gave me the call and said, Edwin, I'm gonna go on the show today. I got a lot to talk about. So I said, okay. I said, let me talk to you first. And then I said, well, tomorrow will be the weigh-in. I'm not gonna bother him then. So I already made up my mind to call him after the fight. I don't want to distract the young man, ask him too many questions. I don't know how he's in his head, but I know that he can hear everything. You know how it is when you fight, you still hear the media and everything. I know how Lee hears them Las Vegas odds. I know how the pressure's on for a young man to be in that kind of situation. You know, um, and even though he says no, he's not looking for the knockout. That kind of reputation you build a little in a way. Fighters got to learn how to separate themselves from that. And he's just young in the game, and I don't want to cause them any distraction, unnecessary distraction with names or right now. We're 2 days from the fight, kid. Stay focused. Stay focused. So I decided just I'll reach out to him after, and yeah, but I'm anxious to see him. A lot of the people in the community around here know about him. We watched his fights. We're watching him come up, and I always say there is nothing better than watch your next fighter as he grows through the division, like a Dula Mason, like a Xanders, and watching them come up and develop as fighters and then see that moment when they win a world champion. And it's kind of like both of you are winning, right? It kind of feels that way. So
There's Ojo now.
there's Ojo Santiago.
Yeah, and Nelson Adams, Subriel's trainer. Yeah.
It's up to you. I mean, I don't want to.
No, because he's with his baby and his wife.
Oh, okay,
But
okay. All
yeah,
right.
hold on. Let me see if I can turn
Yeah.
this around. ¿Cómo está familia? See them?
Oh, ahí es.
Nelson Adam, el ojo, míralo ahí.
Ah,
Están
tío,
ahí.
Corillo. Ajá.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah, they're ready. They're ready. So
Oh, they
Nelson,
ready.
they ready, bro. They ready.
Man, the last time I saw Ojo was in Puerto Rico on the Subriel card.
Okay.
Remember? He
Yeah,
fought
yeah,
in Puerto Rico
yeah,
when
yeah,
Subriel lost to Liam
yeah,
Paro.
yeah.
And he,
Actually, I'm gonna talk to Nelson
yep,
Adams, to tomorrow, which is Subriel and Ojo's trainer. You
yep,
just saw him there. I'm gonna talk to him. So it's just so much right now
yeah,
that
yeah,
with the news that Henry Cedeño's not fighting,
right.
and that he's my boy and everything, and I felt for him today.
Yeah,
So
Ojo let me hold that interim belt that he won that night in Puerto Rico. I took a picture with him, and I was like, "No, what that like?" Let me go. I was like, "Oh, see, yo, that was a cool moment for him. He
yeah.
fought well out there. He fought well. He
So
did good that night.
see, they're making a family event out of it. Everybody has their wives here, and
Oh
so
yeah,
everybody's actually at the hotel here.
la 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 familia de Subriel están ahí, ¿verdad? Todo el
Yeah,
mundo,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
good, good, good
This
support.
is
Good,
like I said.
good.
I think the reason that they don't have most of the undercards like Keith Cologne and the other
Yep,
ones is because look at they got Eddie Hearn here and all of Delton Smith's team. They have all the families of Oho, the trainers, the whole fresh production companies from ticket sales to production to communications. Everybody's staying in
right.
this hotel. Everybody's staying
Everybody,
in this.
huh?
Yeah.
That's good.
Minus, the
The
undercard because
undercard, yeah, of
right,
course.
because they needed the space for, but
Right.
this hotel is packed.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I hope that, like you say, like Latinos, they be late to a lot of things and they really give a good showing because as you can see, Ed Hearn and Dalton Smith's family and his little they wasted no expense. They're here. They're in the building. They're in New York City, Dalton Smith's people. And you said it, they're driving around in these vans showing their support. So please, Latinos, if you are Latino and you are in the New York area, come out to this fight to witness Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith fight for the WBC world title live in New York City, or you can watch it at home on pay-per-view. Show your support.
There
That's
you
right.
go. There you go. That's a good promo. I might have to show that to Yomi from Fresh Productions.
Absolutely. And look, man, let's go out and show our love for this fight. Let's not be down on who got taken off the co-main event. Stand by here. Camachito, Fresh Production, and Round One Sports Talk. We will keep you in into the next 48 hours if there's any updates. As you can see, Ojo is still in the building. He's in the hotel, so they have not told him to leave. So there is a chance. So the fight, we could still, put this other fight together. But although this fight card is an amazing fight card, and we have a special guest as well. Oh, Boogie. Anyway, so what's up, Boogie?
Bang is coming on with me
You know he had to
on
come up.
IG on
I,
IG tomorrow. He's gonna do his own
I
thing
thought
on
I thought
IG
it was
tomorrow.
somebody special. It's
What's
just
up?
Boogie.
What's up? What's up,
Yeah,
man?
nah, Boogie,
What's
my
up,
man.
man? Boogie.
What's up, Boogie? You there? Ah, Boogie se
Oh,
me fue.
se
Se me
fue.
fue. Look, I scared him away. Yeah, he got a phone call.
Where's Frontline today?
Frontline and them, they didn't want to hop on because Frontline probably just called them and said, "Don't get on if him and Camachito are on there." You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to have the interview with you because I knew that you were gonna drop some news. I didn't know this many bombshells, but thank you, Camachito, for like everything that you've come up with. This is Camachito from Chosen One Promotion, and he is down there
Productions.
in New York City, on the ground in the front line covering this fight. and show your support by subscribing to his channel, giving his videos a like, and following him. And this is how we work together in this industry of YouTube's. This is um one of my longtime friends, and we've been to many fights together. And he's very credible in the sport of boxing. By the way, if you don't know this, his brother is a former world champion, and he has a lot of boxing history with him and his family, and they come from a boxing family. So Camachito is very credible in what he's doing for this.
Rivera
Oh, you
promote.
got the shirt on. Yeah, baby. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay,
Yo,
my wife. Listen, my production crew, my wife has it
yeah,
on too. So
nice. Nice. Hey,
yeah,
listen, one day, Camachito, one of these days, man, talk to your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I see him, I know he's a busy man. He always has time for me. He always tells me, anyway, of course I'll talk to you. Because, you know what I'm saying? We go back so way back. But I never asked him this one thing. Yo, can you show the belt one day? Can you bring it? I
yeah.
want to,
So I'm gonna go to his house, and then we're gonna do a little powwow, and he'll show you his little
man,
collection.
man,
And
like,
I heard you wait, and I heard you say the other day that when you were introducing me, oh, his brother was a three-time but two minor belts. No, it was three world championship and two weight divisions.
oh, two-way. Okay. Thank you for the, okay.
Three major belts and two weight
Yup.
divisions. Like he
Yeah.
had those minor ones like the New
Right.
Englands and
I
NABO.
I was
And
around when he did that, but I wasn't
but
around during the other
oh
time.
yeah, but then after he won the WBA in overseas,
Right.
then the last one he because then
That
he
hurts
won
me, man.
140, then 154 against Terra Garcia at the DCU in Worcester
And
was his
the
last
yeah,
title.
I wasn't
So it
around.
was
Yeah.
actually three titles, three
Mhm.
times.
I went away to the military. You know what I'm saying? During that time, and that hurt me to see your brother have such success, and I wasn't able to go to any of the fights or anything. During that time, it was just a different part of my life. And then when I had came home, I found out a lot about it and everything. I was catching up on stuff, man. But your brother has always been like the pride of the city. You know what I mean? When it comes to him, like you mentioned his name rings bells. And we know who he is.
Well. Now he's a politician, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's still for the people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, he's still for the people. He's always been like that. A little gray hairs, getting older. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys are getting older. Not me, not me. And
Listen.
Buta, this is hair club for men here.
You didn't even recognize a Mexican great.
No, I didn't. Yo, está gordito. And he got the grades. I didn't even recognize who he was. I was like, and then you said his name, and my heart wanted to drop, but I wanted to keep going and interview because I wanted to punch myself in the face. But I was like, how the hell you not gonna
Well,
recognize him?
the problem is that he can't hear you because I have the headphones. You know,
Oh,
so the mic is here, but the thing is that on these
right,
head
right.
only I can hear you. So he
Man, a
couldn't
lot of
hear
these
what.
legends, yeah, a lot of these legends are getting older. I saw Hitman Hearn on an interview. It was like a 2 year ago interview, and I saw how frail he was looking, and I saw a lot of, and then but Duran looks good still. Duran, you know who looks really good and looks the same? Julio Cesar Chavez. Chavez, his face looks, like it looks like leather, but he kind of like still looks like Chavez. If you show me Chavez, I can tell you who Chavez is because he looks like him himself. But there's a
So,
lot of guys who,
but listen. So if you notice, if you hop on pay-per-view tomorrow,
right,
you'll see they'll mention that Raul Marquez is one of the commentators.
Raul Marquez. Wow,
El
wow,
Diamante.
yeah. Oh, the
And
diamond.
it's funny because there was a time that they were actually talking about a fight with him and my brother at 154, and
Really?
he reminded me of that.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Man, no, I remember when your brother was signed to Don King, right? Remember when
Mhm,
Don King came to
mhm,
Worcester? Yo, that
mhm.
was the big thing. Don King came in at that time. But I mean, when your brother was signed to Don King, it was like when Mike Tyson was signed to him and shit. Your brother was in a good era.
Trinidad was with him at
Trinidad,
the
yeah.
Tito Trinidad. Yeah. So they were talking at one time of, listen, my brother was to fight Mayorga,
Yep.
and in New York, that fight fell through.
Yep.
In New York,
Right.
okay?
Right.
Practically for the way that fight fell through. And there was a time they were talking about my brother fighting De La Hoya, Mosley, Mayorga,
Right.
all these people
Wow.
that fought Trinidad. But remember that they were in the same stable, in the same weight. My brother in Trinidad for Don King.
Mm. I remember I used to walk home with your brother, and your brother, my brother, and Bobby lived together in the house in the high rise. Remember? And
In Franklin Street.
in Franklin Street, yeah. So your brother came home. He had always had that backpack. He carried it everywhere with him. That backpack with all his equipment. And I was going. He didn't say anything to me. It was like natural to him. So when he swung the backpack, he had one of those minor like them belts for amateurs. He had a belt, and I freaked out. I was like, "Oh shit, you won!" I said, "Well, why do you say that?" And it was like he was preparing himself for a bigger goal, like your brother. Like he was saying, "No, Ed, when I do this, I got like five of these upstairs." And when I went upstairs and he opened up that closet, that he started taking out the trophies. Remember, he made that little thing with his little belts in the house, in the apartment.
That's, but this is what I'm telling you, that he has something similar at his house over there. That when I get a chance, we're gonna
Yeah.
do a little powwow so you can show him on air. I got an interview at 8 o'clock. They're showing up now. Listen,
All right.
what do you think will happen
Yep.
if I show up to the Barclays in New York on Saturday with my Patriots gear? Will I make it back to Massachusetts?
I would say it might not be the time and place to do that right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They still not over the last 20 years, and they thought they was gonna get it. So, you uh, uh, um,
I'm still gonna go
you
for it.
know, Rocket ain't you?
Me and my girl is gonna go all decked out in Patriots to the Barclays on Saturday. They play on Sunday, and we gotta represent.
There's a lot of Jets, mad Jet fans, and Buffalo fans out
I
there,
don't,
dog, that are salty.
I don't.
That are salty.
I'm representing Saturday. If I don't see you on Sunday, you know why.
Hey yo, we send in the corrido, come after you. Let's go! We're coming to save you, buddy. Hey, listen, Camachito, thank you for your
All right,
time.
man. Thank
Thank you for
you.
the reporting. Thank you for all the information and everything. Before you go, let allow the chat to know where they can find you one more time and all your platforms.
Absolutely. Chosen One Productions, but with an A, with an S. SHOW, like in show, Chosen, the number one Productions. On Facebook, it is spelled with the one. Chosen One Productions on IG, Facebook, and YouTube.
Thank you.
And listen,
Yep.
this is just the presser today. So
Mm-hmm.
we still have a lot of things, that could happen for the weigh-in tomorrow till fight night.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll get back to you to see what else we find out on this fight, Cedeno and Ojo.
Right. Please
He's here
keep
right
us
now.
in the
So
loop.
if he's heard anything, I'm gonna ask him now, and then we'll talk.
Wow. So just a quick recap, the Ojo Santiago and Henry Cedeño fight has been pulled off the card, not 100% canceled. In the fact that Ojo may get a late replacement, we're working on that, and we will have more on that as the days unfold and we get closer to the fight. As you heard, the Dalton Smith, Subriel Matias card fight is on, and the rest of the card is on and popping. So if you're in the New York area, please come out and join us. Show your support for this fight.